Live from Mount Olympus is produced by the Onassis Foundation and is a proud member of Tracks from PRX.
Talking about money can be so hard, especially when the person you're talking to is still learning how to do long division. That's why Million Bazillion, a Webby-winning podcast from Marketplace, is here to help. I'm Bridget, and with my fellow co-host Ryan, we help teach your little ones about complex topics like bankruptcy, climate change, and why there's so much gold at Fort Knox, and so much more. Listen to Million Bazillion wherever you get your podcasts.
The Greek gods live high on Mount Olympus, but from time to time we walk among you mortals, and wherever the gods move, stories are born. This story begins on a clear, late summer night when the moon is full. My sisters, Artemis and Athena, are out for a walk in the forest when they encounter something strange and unexpected.
Ah, the scent of pine trees is delicious. So nice to slip away from the city from time to time.
Civilization getting you down, Thena?
No! Though civilization does make a lot of demands on a goddess. If you ever visited me, you might learn a thing or two.
Yeah? Like weaving?
The goddess of the hunt sitting quietly at a loom.
Right?
Someone needs to teach people to build cities and weave cloth. They already love to make war for the silliest reasons. Imagine them cold and hungry all the time.
Well, I'm glad you're managing all that human drama, so I can spend my days here, in the forest. But your citizens need to learn how to respect my realm. In order to build your cities, men have been cutting down my trees. Not cool. Not cool at all.
It's just what they do.
But what you do is show them the wise path. They listen to you. They worship you. Wake them up to the beauty, the urgency of protecting the forest. Thena?
Sorry, got lost in the beauty of the moon. You are right, Artie. I will remind people that the land is sacred, that wildness can redeem the world.
You said it, sister.
Artie, did you hear that?
Sounds like a newborn baby.
Where is it coming from?
Northeast, about 200 steps.
Those hunter ears. You're right. I see it. Artie, it's a bear. It's okay. It's not okay. That bear is enormous, and it's getting close. We have to save the baby now. Stop!
I know this bear. Hunters just killed her cub. She's lost in grief. She just wants to be a mother.
Why did she stop? Is she getting ready to attack?
No. You can't read bear body language the way I can, Thena. It's clear that she just wants to be left alone.
Are you suggesting we leave her alone with a baby?
Yes.
You're playing a dangerous game, Artie. Bears hate humans.
That's not true. Hate is a human invention, Thena.
But look at her. She's stomping around like she's a...
She's protecting her territory. She's protecting the baby. See? She picked it up so tenderly.
She's nursing it.
She's taking it back to her den. That baby is gonna be just fine.
What do you mean by fine?
I've had a lot more experience with babies than you, Thena. Have you forgotten that women pray for my aid when they're giving birth? I helped my mother deliver my twin brother, for God's sakes.
And you'll never let Apollo forget that.
Bears are sacred to me. That child is under my protection now.
I'll keep an eye on her, too.
Hey, on that tree where the baby was.
A dagger is embedded in the bark. The hilt is gold.
It's pinning a handkerchief to the tree. Look. There are words embroidered on it.
What does it say?
You who read this note, know that this is my treasure. Take care so my treasure can grow. Her name is Atalanta.
Mysterious beginning to our story, don't you think? And to delve more deeply into this mystery, I have invited two special guests into the studio today. Artemis and Athena, welcome to my God's Pod.
Nice studio you got here, Hermes.
Yeah, it's nice. But is this... Hello? Hello?
Artie, I must ask, what made you think leaving a baby with a bear was a good idea?
What made you think starting a podcast was a good idea?
Testy, sis.
To be fair to our brother, podcasts don't often put children in peril.
So you're taking his side?
Sisters,
I know what I'm doing, okay?
Sisters. This is not the game I invited you onto my God's Pod to play. I wanted our listeners to hear your story of the baby and the bear. And I have a story to tell you about another baby born the very same day in a palace in Caledon.
Now we're just going to bring up random babies born on the same day, Hermes. Why?
Lives we never imagined would ever touch each other often have connections we don't understand at first. As I was saying, another baby was born that day, and after a long and difficult birth, mother and babe were finally drifting off to sleep when three unearthly beings crept into the nursery.
Clotho, that spinning wheel is making enough noise to raise the dead. Let them sleep. Always better to do our business in the dark.
Who walks amongst the shadows of my room? Do you not know that I am the Queen of Caledon? And that this is our new prince? Leave us!
Quiet, human. We are the Fates!
My sisters and I visit every newborn babe to spin the thread of its life, foresee what glory or tragedy awaits, and measure out its days. We must do our work without interruption. Clotho, spin the thread.
As I spin the thread of his life, I feel that this child is of noble spirit. The thread is spun. Lachesis, what do you foresee of this child's life?
I see the hero this child could become, but it all depends on what you see, Atropos. Will his life spool out for many years, or will his life be cut short?
I see that this child shall live only until that log in the fire is consumed.
No!
Our work here is complete. Farewell.
The log. Ouch! Thank the gods I was able to pull it out of the fire. It should fit in this chest. Let me lock it and hide it away where no one will ever find it. Where it will never burn. So you will live the long life you deserve. My dearest Meleager.
My gods, it's preposterous. that the queen, a mortal woman, would dare to mess with the fates.
We've seen before what happens when humans undertake elaborate precautions to change their fate. Remember Acrisius and his grandson Perseus? Tisk, tisk. Will mortals ever learn?
From what I've observed, mortals love to not learn.
But Hermes, while this story was interesting, what could it possibly have to do with our baby and our bear?
There are mysteries that we may never understand and just have to accept. Babies born on the same day, leagues apart. Bears grieving in the forest. Kings and queens in castles.
We got it.
And the goddess of the hunt.
Me?
Ah, curious about this mystery now, sister. Though perhaps you don't care to find out how it's all connected.
Hermes!
Say please, sister.
Please tell me how I fit into the story.
Okay, I will. Next time on Live from Mount Olympus.
Live from Mount Olympus is produced by the Onassis Foundation and co-produced by Brooklyn-based theater company, The Team. Our co-directors are Rachel Chavkin, Zhailon Levingston, Ahmad Simmons, and Keenan Tyler Oliphant. Karen Brooks Hopkins is our executive producer, and our series creator and showrunner is Julie Burstein. Our actors are Carlo Albad, Ben Beckley, Kayla Bennett, Sumaya Bubal, Vinie Burrows.
Quiet, human. We are the fates.
Sean Carvajal, Jill Frutkin,
That spinning wheel is making enough noise to raise the dead.
Abel Garcia, Divine Garland, Halima Henderson, Joanne Hernandez, Monet Cherie Hunter, Modesto Flako Jimenez, Libby King.
From what I've observed, mortals love to not learn.
Ian Lassiter, Zhailon Levingston, Christina Liberus,
Civilization getting you down, Thina?
Nehemiah Luckett, Kimberly Marable, Jake Margolin, Justin Medina, James Harrison Monaco, Greg Moscala, Xavier Pacheco, Elena Reyes, Mickey Robinson, Kat Rodriguez, Max Samuels, Kristen Sieh.
I feel that this child is of noble spirit.
John Turturro, Jillian Walker.
You will live the long life you deserve, my dearest Meleager.
And Andre DeShields is Hermes.
Testy, sis.
Special thanks to Adrian Hopkins, Natalie Hopkins, and Caroline Hopkins. This season, the team's interim producing director, Nydia Medina, and producing associate, Chandler Smith, led production, with support from the new producing director, Emma Orm. We had casting support from Melissa Friedman of Epic Theater Ensemble. Our writer is Nathan Youngerberg. Yonatan Reckham is assistant editor, and Claire Street is our production assistant. Audio production and mix by John Malillo. Music composed by Magdalene Gianniku and performed by Banda Magda. Jason Adam Katzenstein created our illustrations and is series humor consultant. A big thank you to our creative advisors, Dr. Michael Cohen, Effie Siotsu, and Richard Nodell. Michael Kendrick is Program Director for Onassis USA, and Olivia Bontaine is Antiquities Consultant for our show. Marketing by CauseLab. Social Media Management by Milagros Verindia. Press by Blake Zadell. Graphic Design by Onassis Creative Studio. Live from Mount Olympus was recorded with tracking engineers Mark Frangelo and Violet Furton at Dubway Studios, and Roy Hendrickson at the Power Station at Berkeley, NYC. This season of Live from Mount Olympus is dedicated to the memory of Dr. Janet Handler Burstein, who believed that these timeless myths continue to express our human struggle to understand ourselves and the world we live in. Since 1975, the Onassis Foundation has been dedicated to culture, community, and education with projects that can effectively inspire social change and justice across borders. Learn more at www.onassis.org. Till next time, there's so many stories to tell.
From PRX. Onassis Foundation.
Did you know that kids eat 1,095 meals every year?
And if you include snacks, it's more like 4 trillion meals a year.
Honestly, the responsibility kind of sucks sometimes, but we're here with some real help and camaraderie too.
We're Stacy and Megan, hosts of Didn't I Just Feed You, a weekly podcast that gets real about what it takes to feed our families.
Tune in to Didn't I Just Feed You for kitchen tricks, product recommendations, and tons of meal ideas, like how to turn nachos into a legit family dinner. Listen to Didn't I Just Feed You wherever you get your podcasts.